We're getting closer to what should be a really fun day on the LPGA Tours tomorrow. Caitlin Clark would tee it up pram at this week's LPGA Tour stop. Caitlin will play with Nelly Korda and ENUK Sorenstam. You can catch it tomorrow at 11 a.m. right here on Golf Today. Earlier today, Caitlin participated in a leadership summit at the ENUK, the young girls that are at our gam screaming and having the time of their lives. A lot of them, when you go up to them, just start crying, or it's cute, but also, I was just in their shoes, however many years ago. I was begging my dad or my mom to take me to whatever sporting event it was, and I was screaming, and I wanted to meet the players, whether they were on the high school team or whether they were pros or in college, because it was so impactful. Like, I loved me being, I wanted to be who they were. I think everybody talks about like the effect that we have on them, but also they have the same effect on us, and I think that's what's really cool about it is to see how much joy it really brings them, and it brings their fames, and that one game where they spend 2 hours of their whole entire year has such an impact on their entire childhood. And I think that's really cool to think about. And that's the reason that you play. It's not because of the wins and the points you score, it's the amount of joy that you can bring people and the young girls that will one day grow up to hopefully, be whatever they want to be and get to talk about those moments too. You're not new to the game, you played well. I'm strong and I can hit it. It's just it doesn't usually go straight. I mean, sometimes it goes straight, but it depends. You just step up there and you hope for the best, but no, it's fun. And it's so much different than basketball. That's why I love it. It's, individual. It's a challenge, especially mentally. Like, that's what's so beautiful about golf. And I think being outside, I love that. That's the one bad thing about being in the WNBA now. It's in the spring and the summer part of the fall. I really miss a lot of opportunity to play golf. So now that the season ended, I tried to play as much as I can, but it's getting a little cold in Indianapolis now, but I love it. It's something fun to do. You can make it competitive, go out there with your friends and, just try to have as much fun as you can, and do something outside of basketball is really what I love about it. Well, if you ever want to get away from the cold at any point, I know everyone here at Pelican Golf Club to have a PPR park anytime. Let's talk some numbers in golf. What's your lowest round? Oh God, can you get into this? I can get in the mid 80s if I'm lucky, yeah, but usually I'm just praying to break 100. So yeah, that's a lot of us in this room here with ANUKS, and Nelly Korda is rounding out the prom group for you guys. So yes, she's in very, very good hands. It's okay, I'm a good sport about it. Hey, I don't want to hit anyone with a golf ball. That is my number one priority. It's to be a pretty crowded gallery around. That doesn't help. For more on Caitlin Clark, we welcome back Kira K. Dixon. He was able to catch up with tournament host ANUK Sorum. Rex, I was actually also in the room of the Women's Leadership Summit earlier today when Caitlin was speaking alongside Kathy Ireland and ANUK Sorenstam. There's just a lot of joy in that room, and a lot of joy to talk about the game we all love, of course, golf, and getting to share in that, and the power that it has, the connection that it can bring, and the power that it brings to our lives. And I don't know if you can kind of hear in the background, but all of the participants of the Women's Leadership Summit are all mailing about having a wonderful day here today at Pelican Golf Club. But as you mentioned, I did get to speak with Anuka Sorenstein, because when you're at the Anuka, you need to speak with the Anuka, and this is what she had to say about Kay and Clark. Well, first of all, we're thankful that she's here. I think she's been the one, and when you talk about women's sports, she's kind of other than Nelly, it's been Caitlin, and what she has done is amazing. And like you said, bringing other people into the sport and golf has been, I think, quite a passion for her for quite some time. So I look forward to meeting her and seeing her play. But you're right, I mean, it just puts our tournament in a different limelight and just different excitement. The streaming the summit today, they be streaming the pram. I mean, things that we haven't seen before. Wherever she goes, she's been selling out. So hopefully we sell out here too. So we're excited about that. You're somebody who can relate to being under the spotlight, to having all of that pressure. What are you most inspired by of seeing what Caitlin's done under all of the pressure that she's under? Yeah. You're right. I mean, it's been a lot of pressure. I mean, a lot of people looking at her. And when you set the bar high and continue to move that bar, I mean, people always going to try and push you down and take you down in different ways and getting criticized, but just handle it so well, with such poise and such class, and just keep moving, setting records and doing things have not been done before. And I mean, that's just, to me, is obviously very inspiring, but it motivates a lot of women to be able to even reach their full potential. And she's so young too, and who knows what her future will be, but she's just starting out with a bang. And I'm sure she's going to continue, so we're excited to have her here. And I mean, everybody's talking about it because it makes this tournament a little different than it has been in the past. And it just shows you that women athletes can do a lot of things, not just in sport, but in other things. So you might remember at the End of Caitlin Clark's basketball season. The WNBA Rookie of the Year said, "I'm going to go and become a professional golfer in the off-season." And she made sure to mention in the Women's Leadership Summit today, "It was a joke. I was kidding. I know I'm not going to become a professional golfer." In fact, she plans to spend a lot of the round tomorrow just filming UK STEM and Nelly Korda swings, because that's who she's going to get to be paired with. But I just really can't overstate Rex the Buzz that's created here this week, and even just seeing the national media members that have arrived here, the basketball media that's here to cover Caitlin Clark, and what's sure to be a really special day in the women's game tomorrow. Thank you very much. We look forward to catching up with you tomorrow during that prom when you will be on the golf course. We have coverage of Caitlin Clark's prom on Wednesday from the Anuka, driven by Gamebridge. You can see highlights from the prom on Golf Today and Golf Central.